Let's move to AJ Griffin, who most scouting gurus have moved into the top 5 in the lottery. Actually born when his dad, Adrian Griffin, was playing for the Houston Rockets. You wrote that in a piece that you did. What can you tell us about AJ Griffin?
I think AJ is my favorite prospect on Duke. I think that his ceiling is just so high. He's just a pro shooter. Like half the shots he takes, I'm like, there's no way that goes in, and it just splashes. Like it's fun to see him play. And then I think one of the most underrated parts of his game is just how like everyone sees him as a 3-point shooter, and he's having one of the best 3-point shooting seasons at Duke. But when he attacks the rim, he's able to get these shots over other big men to fall that I'm just like, there's no way that he's doing that on a regular basis. But he can really score from all 3 levels, and he's athletically so gifted. Watching him rebound, he gets so high in the air and just grabs the ball with one hand. And he's strong, fast. Like, yeah, the injuries have been a problem for him over the past few years. So it's kind of amazing to see that he's at this level, having only played like 2.5 years of college basketball or high school basketball, and then being injured before Duke. But I think that he's young, and having only played a little bit to being with the level he is, he's got so high to go.
Do you see that injury affecting him at all this year, or as the year has gone on, have you seen him more comfortable on his legs and how he's sort of maybe getting over this injury now?
The injury thing has always been a concern for me, and I was wondering if that would be playing. And he definitely started out the year slow. There was no question about that. Getting adjusted once the ACC play started. I think against Wake Forest was his first start. He really had that breakout game, and he hasn't really looked back. I would say that at times he has tended to maybe not have as large of an impact on the offensive game as he could. Maybe letting Paolo or Wendell or Trevor kind of take over, and him just taking a back seat, which I think he'll have to learn how to pretty much enforce himself. I get it, right now it's hard. You're like one of the youngest guys on the team. The Duke's running pretty much a 6-man rotation, so sometimes Jeremy Roach is in and you're not the guy on the spot, but still finding ways to impact the offensive game, I think, is something that he needs to consistently work on. Just finding, maybe if he's not the number one guy, how to be like ready in the corner for a shot.
The shot making on the perimeter, it reminds me, Alex, of a little of Chris Middleton at the NBA level. And normally I'd say that's good, since Middleton is the second best player on a team that won a title. However, my concern when I watch Griffin is that he doesn't shoot from as far above his head as Middleton, and he makes himself a little shorter when he shoots. He spreads his legs out wide. I've noticed that more and more. So my, I guess, big concern is his ability to get his shot off at the next level. Do you see any of that?
I totally understand what you mean. He's definitely has an unconventional shooting form with that wide base. And that early on in the season, people were really questioning when we, or at least from our side, would that be like an effective way to shoot? But there's nothing that's been indicated to me yet that he's having trouble getting his shots off. At least around these college guys, he's definitely able. He's got a quick release, even though it's coming from a low point. So that catch and shoot really works well, and he works a step back into his game so well that he's creating space on his own, and the low starting point, the low release point, hasn't really affected him as far as I've seen.
You're listening to Houston Sports Talk.